When other people talk about Annabelle, they say, shields, shields. But I'm built different. When I talk about Annabelle, I say, skip. And why is that? In this video, we're gonna discuss why you should not scout for Annabelle. So with that, guys, sit tight and let's begin this discussion. Here we go. Yo, this is Sol, also known as Aspiel Gum, also known as Spatial Gum, also known as Grunt, Yardis Team Skull Grunt, and this is Pokemon Masters EX, and in this video, we talk about why you should not scout for Anabel and Snorlax. Now, I've been doing this for the last several sync pairs of the February Datamine, and you guys are enjoying it. I love it, guys. Thank you for letting me know your thoughts. And for those who actually just look at the thumbnail or description, or rather the title of this video, and just share their thoughts, it's obvious. It's pretty obvious who these guys are as well. It's pretty funny when I read those comments, so I'm enjoying looking at the comment section every single time I post these videos. So do let me know what you think, and maybe we'll see. Maybe I'll discover if you actually watch these videos or not. But with that out of the way, guys, if you want a positive outlook of these sync pairs, I talk about them more positively in my February 2023 sync pairs or units, who to scout for video, where we discuss about bait units before the 3.5 year anniversary, or if you are just planning to scout for one copy and thinking whether you should do it or not, you can check out my 1 out of 5 or none out of 5 scouting guide, where this should help you decide if they will make a difference or not to your gameplay. But with that out of the way, guys, you should now hit the thumbs up button before we begin, as that only takes a split second to do, and that will really help out the channel a lot. You guys have been really active, and I would appreciate it if you would do that for me, again, as usual right now. And if you haven't subscribed yet, 57 or 59% of you are not subscribed. 54.9% of you are not subscribed. So hit the subscribe button, and only 11% of you have their notifications set to all. So if you do not want to miss any of my future uploads, just like this one, make sure you press on the bell icon and set your notifications to all, so that you will get notified whenever I post a new upload. Also, again, leave a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are with this Do Not Scout video. So with that, let's begin. Thank you, by the way, to all the members of my channel. Thank you everyone for your support. If you want to help me out monetarily, you can become a member of my channel by clicking on the join button down below, or you can become extremely active, extra active rather, by chatting with us in the live chat if you're watching this as a premiere, hitting the thumbs up every single time, commenting every single time, and sharing this video out to your friends, so you have a higher chance of receiving gift memberships whenever my members decide to become extra generous. And that happens every now and then, so thank you to these 9 people up there for being extra active in my channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Okay, let's move on to the main discussion. So, Annabelle is the 4th sync pair of this update. She comes middle of February. Well, not really. The middle is February 14, because February this year only has 28 days. But February 15 ends on March 5, and this is the 2nd Pokefair unit of this update. In my discussion for Sygna with Lysandre, I did say that the Pokefair rates are really sus sometimes. People get shafted more often in Pokefairs rather than Spotlight Scouts, rather than Seasonals. Sometimes even the Master Fairs, even they have a 2% chance of scouting. Sometimes it doesn't feel like 2% at all. Sometimes it feels less than 1%. I've been shafted quite a couple of times with Pokefairs. I got one of my units, Lucas in particular, with scout points, and that's just extremely sad. And there's a 10% chance of scouting a random 5-star sync pair. But, you know, sometimes RNG is just sus. And you have to always assume that you will get the unit of your choice, the featured unit. Always assume this, guys. Whenever you're scouting, always prepare 36,600 gems. So if you do not have 36,600 gems and you decide to scout for a random sync pair, do not regret it. You know, be firm with your be firm with your decision, and do not get angry if you do not scout, if you're not able to scout for the unit of your choice, because I warned you in advance. So she's a Pokefair, and Pokefairs, you know, DNA decided to give all the new Pokefairs and slowly the old Pokefairs 5 out of 5 grids. And getting 3 out of 5 is already extremely difficult. What about 5 out of 5? You need, unless you're super lucky, you need at least 1.5 to 2 scout points. That's 800 scout points, full scout points, to get 5 out of 5. So by scouting for Pokefairs these days, you're actually supporting DNA's decision of 5 out of 5 grids. And as I said about Sygna with Lysandre, now right now there are 3 Pokefairs. And they're experimenting. DNA is experimenting. How many people will scout for this together? They're just 2 days apart for each one of them. Soon enough, DNA will come up with master fairs that have 5 out of 5 grids. Remember that in the description, in the announcement of 5 out of 5 grids, they said they will be introducing 5 out of 5 grids to fair exclusive units. Fair exclusive is not just Pokefair, guys. Master Fair is also a fair exclusive unit. So just wait, it will definitely happen. I'm just scared that it's gonna happen as soon as the 3.5 year anniversary. Please not. But who knows, right? Maybe the 3.5 year anniversary is the time that DNA will announce 5 out of 5 Master Fairs. And right now, some Pokefairs do not matter with 5 out of 5 grids. Like for example, Lysandre, yes, he gets a little buff, multiplier whatsoever at 5 out of 5. I get super effective up next after using the sync move. It doesn't really matter. It's an extra multiplier anyway, but it doesn't exactly make a huge difference. For Annabelle, it does matter quite a bit. So this is pretty irritating for DNA to do that. We'll get to that later on. But another reason is that Pokefairs do not give you presents when you scout. So it just gives you a 10% chance of random 5-star, 2% chance of the featured unit. Again, the units or the rates are sus. Master Fairs, first 5 multiples, you get presents. Seasonals, first 3 multiples on their regular banner, you get presents and guaranteed copy at 20,200 paid gems, or 1 random 5-star guaranteed at 7,700 paid gems. There is no guarantee whatsoever for Pokefairs to give you anything good. So that's the thing that I have for this one. And also don't forget that the anniversary is coming on February 28th. So, we're inching close. That's the second half of February. So, you might want to wait a little bit longer rather than just scout for Annabelle, because, you know, anniversary units should be better than these bait units. Bait units are there to attract you, but the anniversary units are there to be impressive and make a difference. Leon was an anniversary unit. Leon was the first Master Fair that came out. So, who knows what new gimmick DNA will, you know, introduce in the anniversary. So, let's move on, guys. this is, you know, you can check out my how many gems can we get if you decide to scout, or if you are thinking, again, you want to have 36,600 gems before you scout, or else there's always this chance of getting shafted. And if you get shafted, do not say I did not warn you in advance. Alright, let's move on, guys. This is Annabelle and Snorlax. And if you see this, well, please give your aid to the UB or Ultra Beast Task Force. Ultra Beasts, are they coming to the game? Is Alola Arc gonna introduce Ultra Beasts? Buzzwole. I'm thinking Buzzwole will be introduced because Buzzwole, I think, is the big bad Ultra Beast. And I think the villain is gonna get Buzzwole, but who knows, right? She is a support sync pair. And she only has one attack move, Headbutt. But she has Gigantamax. And this Gigantamax, she has G-Max Replenish and G-Max, or rather, and Max Guard. So Headbutt has a 30% chance of flinching the opponent. And then what she has are shields, Reflect, Protect. Requesting Backup gives you a critical shield, status shield, special shield, and yeah, that's basically what she has. Shields for her, shields for the teammates, shields for anything. Shields go away with Brick Break. Physical damage reduction goes away with Brick Break. Special damage reduction goes away with Brick Break. Lots of fighting type opponents like to do that. She is weak to fighting. And then, passive skills, well, she has Team Limited Edition 9, which every single time she uses Reflect, Protect, and Requesting Backup, I think Requesting Backup is included, you will get to raise your special defense stat. And remember that fighting types, I don't know why you want to use her against fighting types, but maybe you want to. I mean, the other Snorlax has Max Knuckle, which is a fighting type move. I don't know, maybe you want to pair them up together. Speaking of that, I will discuss that in a bit. So, there's no way to raise her defense stats as of her current kit. Later on, she can, but we'll have to discuss that. So every single time you use the moves, the limited moves, you get to raise everyone's special defense. I guess that is okay. Allied Field Multiplier 2, whenever there is a shield that affects the allied field of play, excluding Reflect and Max Guard, you will get, or rather, her stats will be raised by around 20%. Attack, defense, special attack, special defense, and speed. 20% increase, which is pretty okay as well. And then, Max Healer 5. Whenever she uses her max move, or rather, the only time, because you can only use max moves once. So when you use your max move, you get to recover 50% HP. And then, you know, G-Max Replenish just gives you 1 MP back, so you can use another Reflect, another Protect, another Requesting Backup. But here we go, guys. Let us check out her max move animation. That looks awfully familiar, right? In fact, it looks so awfully familiar that I put them together. Check this out. It is the exact same thing as Red and Snorlax. My goodness, guys. The only difference is that the first several seconds of her posing, and that's it. That is the only thing that DNA has invested in her. In fact, I'm so disappointed in this sync pair. This is my honest thoughts now. I'm so irritated at this sync pair because DNA just decided to put everything on her without effort. This is such a lazy sync pair. She is a sync pair that has headbutt. You know, headbutt. A lot of supports can make the opponent flinch. Okay, DNA decided, okay, this should be a support sync pair that can flinch. Nothing different. Okay, she has flinching. Okay, we have, how do we make this appealing? Maybe we get a nice defender from a past update and give her everything she got but easier to access. Full Caitlyn. Shields, you know, the shields activate when you use the sync move, and then once you do that, you get a physical damage reduction, special damage reduction. You can activate other conditions as well. And then now she has Reflect, she now has Requesting Backup, which can set up the special damage reduction and so on and so forth. Okay. You know, how do we make her, you know, people like healing. How do we make her heal? Okay, we put a max healer 5 so that she can heal her own HP. And then what is the sync move? You know, our sync pair with a max move should have a generic sync move. And now if you actually look at the sync move animation, I did not put it anymore, but she has the exact sync move animation as Red and Snorlax as well. Heaviest Sleeper normal impact, this one I forgot. Case Completer normal impact, exactly the same. Shake my head. At least Red has Max Knuckle, which can hit the opponent with a fighting type move. But then, you know, they want to make this very similar to Red. Requesting Backup raises everyone's attack stat by 2 stat ranks. Max Knuckle raises everyone's attack stat by 2 stat ranks as well. Tell me that this is not a Red and Snorlax clone. This is so lazy that I'm super irritated that DNA made this sync pair. Like, shake my head, it's the exact same thing. Red and Snorlax can make the opponent paralyzed, yet it's a little bit different. But then the best things are just, oh my goodness. I'm just infuriated looking at this one. And now, what else does she have? Yes, there's one thing that you should take note of. She is, how do you make her even more appealing? First, Alolan Pokefair unit. Yes, if you did not know, Alola does not exactly have a single Pokefair unit yet. I read this from somewhere. Now that I think about it, is there any Alolan Pokefair? I don't think so. It's just Master Fair galore. So first, Alolan Pokefair unit. And that's why, you know, this is just a bait unit to just eat up all your gems. Just, oh my goodness. Just so irritating, so disappointing. 1 out of 5, you get Antitoxin. 2 out of 5, you get Healthy Eating. You get those Requesting Backup MP Refresh 2 so that you will raise your accuracy, or rather your attack stat by an additional 2 again. You can already use this twice because of Gmax Replenish. I guess that's the only good thing about her. And then you got Reflect MP Refresh, blah 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 blah. You got Aggravation 1, that's 3 out of 5, so you have a higher chance of making the opponent flinch, which is pretty, you know, standard for support flinchers. They get the aggravation something. Charging Infliction, when you use a status move, you get to recover 2 move gauge. Debut damage reduction, if you enter the battle, you will get a physical damage reduction effect. That's Reflect. And then you got Reflect Shielded 1. Earlier, you were not able to raise everyone's defenses. You can raise special defense. Now you can raise everyone's defense at 3 out of 5. You got Requesting Backup Critical Squad 1, so you can raise everyone's critical hit rate by 1. And now that I think about it, I did not notice this earlier. She cannot raise everyone's critical hit rate unless she is 3 out of 5? I mean, right now, I consider every single support that has no way of raising everyone's critical hit rate trash. So by locking this at 3 out of 5, she is trash. You know, a lot of people are just scouting for 1 copy, 2 copies. You're better off giving the candies to other sync pairs. And by locking this at 3 out of 5, she is just worthless. A joke. Just bait. Requesting backup durable 9 gives the enduring effect. And then T-Max shielding strikes whenever you use your max move, whenever. That's, you can raise everyone's defense by 2, which you can combine this with reflect shielded 1, get your defense to +5. Max shielding strikes 2, reflect twice, then you do G-Max replenish another time, so that's 5 times. If you have enough energy to do that, which we will discuss very soon. And then, as a Pokefair, you are supporting DNA's decision to give 4 out of 5, 5 out of 5 tiles. You get an ally field effects accelerate, which speeds up the move gauge. And then Team Max sync moves physical 9. When you use a max move or sync move anytime, sorry, you give everyone physical moves up next effect. 40% increase in your physical attacks. But you probably want to use your sync move only once with her. Especially if you have her less than 5 out of 5. Which is very important for sync pairs to have Synchro Healing 1. By locking this at 5 out of 5, you know, whenever you use your sync move, everyone recovers HP. Locking this at 5 out of 5. Really? I would understand if this is Synchro Healing 4, 5, 6. But Synchro Healing 1 should be built into her kit. Or maximum 2 out of 5. By locking this at 5 out of 5, DNA is just proving how greedy they are in eating up people's money. I am so against this tile. This is an important tile for supports. Not necessary, but this is an important tile for supports. And locking this at 5 out of 5 is just shake my head for DNA. And speaking of 5 out of 5 grids, earlier I was talking about, do we have enough energy to do that? Well, let's talk about energy right now. Again, she's the first Alola sync pair that has a Alolan Pokefair rather. And you can see over here, Aggravation 1. For me, is very important for sync pairs like this, who can probably, you know, just delay the opponent, something like that. While the opponent is delayed, you want to grab the shields whatsoever. And then Aggravation 1 again is locked at 3 out of 5. So there you go. And then we get these. Probably we get, what else do we get? Critical Squad 1 to raise everyone's critical hit rate. Trainer move MP refresh, shake my head, I don't know, so that you can use this 3 times. And then, I don't know, maybe something like this. Reflect shielded 1. T-Max shielding strikes. Do I even have enough energy? No energy anymore, guys. And that's the sad thing about this one. This is even worse. Check this out. 5 out of 5. You want to give us Synchro Healing, right? I mean, there's no point getting 4 out of 5 or 5 out of 5 if you do not get the 4 out of 5 or 5 out of 5 tiles. So, 5 out of 5, we got Synchro Healing 1. You get this. I want to get Aggravation 1. I think that's very important. You grab these tiles. We find a way to get Synchro Healing. What is the cheapest way to do that? HP plus 20. Stalwart is cheaper than Special Defense plus... Well, it's the same thing, but I have to go through more tiles. So, Stalwart, Special Defense plus 5. 22 energy left. What do I... Can I even get my shields, my defenses up over here? Reflect, shielding 1, shielded 1, unbending, HP plus 10. Probably that will help me raise my defenses. But I cannot raise my crit. So it's here, it's locked here, critical squad 1. I do not have enough energy to get that. If I remove reflect, what can I do? I get a shielded 1 or durable 9 for my requesting backup. And I have no way to get this. Not a single way to get this. How about another way? Go up here, 5 energy left. No. It's impossible. It's impossible. I have to remove either aggravation 1 to get this. But aggravation 1, I guess, again, is very important for me for tech support sync pairs or something like that. And then I was not able to get the other tiles. No team maxing boost physical 9, no debut damage reduction. Those are 4 out of 5 tiles. I was only able to get synchro healing 1, and I'm left with nothing. This is a joke. This is a joke, DNA. I am so disappointed in how she is built. And let me know even if you agree in the comment section how badly this sync pair was designed. The sync pair is just there to be the bait for people who like Annabelle, or for those who finally want an Alolan sync pair. If you want Snorlax, better get red instead. Or I don't know. I don't know what else to say about this sync pair. So, you know, shake my head. Let's just move on. Again, she's the fourth sync pair of this update, past the halfway point. So it's better off to just save your gems by this point in time. I think by this time, the run up to 3.5 year anniversary is already running. So that means the gems are gonna be flowing slowly, quite faster than the first half of January, or the first half of February. So it will be more tempting to scout for her than anything. And again, if you scout for her, all the reasons I have said earlier, you're just supporting DNA's decision to make lazier and lazier and lazier sync pairs if you decide to scout for her. And then in terms of stats, as you can see over here, she has the highest HP and the highest special defense stat. With the lowest attack stat, defense is lower than Palentine's Mallow, but the lowest speed stat as well. HP okay. Impressive, 780, not too bad. Special defense looks good here, 268. But if you actually listen to my do not scout for Palentine's Mallow, you should know how low that number is. This is the top, or these are the top sync pairs in special defense. And if you actually find over here Annabelle and Snorlax, you should know that she is the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Whatever is very low. There are lots of other sync pairs that are better in terms of special defenses. And if you're just wanting to scout for a special defender alone, you know, you're better off just using, you know, Sabrina instead, has a much higher special defense, or even a free-to-play Rosa and Superior has a higher special defense. You know, they're not exactly that great, but you get my point, right? Lana has a higher special defense, 302, and Lana can actually have catalytic cure, which can recover her HP. She can absorb everyone's HP with Bug Bite. Was it Bug Bite? I forgot. Leech Life, rather. Leech Life. Lilium Clefairy has a higher special defense. Red and Snorlax has a higher special defense. Elesa, Sygna Suit Elesa has a higher special defense. My goodness. This is not exactly that great in terms of that. And in terms of multipliers, yes, you get Ally Field Effect Multiplier 2, which basically just raises her stats by 20% when there's a field effect. In terms of field effects, guys, this is another sad thing about her. There's no tile in her grid or no built-in part of her kit that extends the duration of field effects. Let me just quickly check on Fall Caitlyn now, because I think Fall Caitlyn at least has a way of extending the field effects. Let me quickly check. Does she actually have a way of extending? Or maybe not. Anyway, whatever. She is built as a wall. She is built as a sync pair that can raise shields, that can create shields. And speaking of Fall Caitlyn has Synchro Healing 1 built into her kit now that I'm checking. And this one, Annabelle, has Synchro Healing locked at 5 out of 5. If you were to do this, you know, if you were to ask me, 5 out of 5, change it. Extends the duration of allied field effects, or field effects in the allied field of play. Okay, you can lock that at 5 out of 5. I would be bitter about it, but I will not complain as much as Synchro Healing locked at 5 out of 5. In fact, the extending of field effects in the allied field of play should be built into her kit rather than allied field effect multiplier 2. 20%, okay, not that impressive. Extending the field effects, okay, that is good. That is much better. That makes her a lot more appealing than just making her a Red and Snorlax clone or Fall Caitlyn clone. Shake my head. Do you think Fall Caitlyn is better than this thing? Or she's better than Fall Caitlyn? Tell me in the comment section right now. But Fall Caitlyn having Synchro Healing built in and Annabelle having Synchro Healing lock at 5 out of 5 is just shake my head. Fall Caitlyn is much better in that regard. And then physical moves up next effect, you can do this by using your max move or your sync move. Everyone get a physical moves up next effect if you have her 4 out of 5. But as we have proven when we were looking at her grid, there's absolutely no way of getting the important tiles in her grid. Synchro Healing, Aggravation, critical increasing critical squad or something like that. There's no absolute way to get those things. And physical moves up next effect is just worthless compared to, for me at least, Aggravation 1, Synchro Healing, physical moves up next effect for everyone is just nothing. So those are my bitter comments about Annabelle, guys. In terms of everyone, Annabelle, now that I think about this, might actually be I don't know. I think Elesa is a little bit worse than Annabelle, but when we look at this, Annabelle is just lazy, Annabelle is just disappointing, Annabelle is just... There's so many better things that could have gotten into her kit, but DNA just decided to make her a bait unit, to eat up people's money, and to just be a Red and Snorlax clone. You're better off saving for other sync pairs, or maybe scout for Palentine's Mallow instead, because Annabelle is just plain disappointing. Earlier, I said people say shield, 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 shields. Now, my convictions of skip are even stronger. But who am I to stop you? You guys in the comment section, especially those who do not watch the video, actually said, I do not care what you say, I'm gonna scout. Go ahead and scout. Who's stopping you? Go for your faves, not the meta. I don't exactly care. I'm just here to give you the devil's advocate negative view, because everyone else, you know, aren't you bored of hearing people say that this is the most awesome now, the meta has updated, this is the best, this is the craziest, it's boring. I'm bored. Are you guys bored? This is fun. This is exciting. Throwing trash talking these sync pairs are much better than hyping these sync pairs. So, that out of the way, that is the end of my Do Not Scout video. I am tired. It's 5:14 a.m. and I haven't, well, I slept earlier, but I want to go back to bed after this. So if you enjoyed this, don't forget again to hit the thumbs up, as it really helps with the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe again, only 54.9% of you are subscribed. Only 11% of you have your bell notification set to all. Only 11% of you are females in the channel. And only a few of you are commenting in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts and let me know if you agree or disagree with my negative view of Annabelle and Snorlax. Is she a Red and Snorlax clone? That's it. Thank you to all my awesome members, especially my gifters out there. Thank you, Roy Ewis, Shadowphil, and Jeremy, for showering your blessings to other people, helping this channel grow. And thank you to my members, Shadowphil, Alcin, Roy, for being 2-year members. Thank you to Luca, Jeremy Sassari, Marcella, Kose for being 1-year members. And thank you to the rest. Marokman for being Ultra Bolt tier member, Shidovods for being Premier Bolt tier member, Iwis, Pokeball, Tatsuya Gold, Apsaras, Message Espilgam, Kundan, and Pokefriendo. Thank you so much for your support. Again, you can help out the channel by leaving a super chat, super thanks, or becoming a member. Click on the join button down below. But with that, I am done. This is Sol, also known as Espilgam, also known as Spatial Gum, also known as Grunt, Yardis Team Skull Grunt. And I will see you in the next video. Stay sus. Rawr.